ما سره ملګری کېږي د نړیوالو چارو په ځانګړي توګه د منځني چارو د سیاسي چارو ماهر هغه احمد الخزاعي. Mr. Khuzaie, good morning. Thank you so much for your time.
Good morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I will be starting with the specific strategies. What specific strategies will U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and National Security Advisor Mike Waltz propose during the talks in Jeddah to facilitate a swift end to the Russian-Ukraine war?
Well, first of all, the meeting taking place in Saudi is of significance since the last meeting between the Ukrainian president and the American president took a U-turn, basically. It went really bad. They needed a middle ground to change or steer the talks to a positive side. Their strategy is basically to calm things down. During our last talk, we spoke about Donald Trump's strategy and how he takes the stakes very high and then settle for something in between. This is exactly what's happening here. During the talks between Zelensky and Trump took the stakes over the board. Now this time, it is the time to calm things down and do what's needful.
د هغلی خوځنه ما تاسو کو چې په سعودي عرب کې د امریکای سټریټجیز څخه کې دي چې د ول چې سعودي کې دا خبرې کیږي میډل ګراوند یعنی دا یو درمګړی ځای دی. ډونالد ټرمپ چې کوم سټریټجی وو پکې سټیکس ډیر های وو ډیر غټ توقعات وو دا ځلې د زيلنسکي او د ټرمپ ترمنځ چې کوم خبرې شوي پکې په ممکنه توګه باندې یو منځني رول یا کردار چې سعودي عرب ادا کوي. As you talk about Saudi and middle grounds, what role is Saudi Arabia expected to play in mediating or supporting the US-Ukraine discussions, and how could this influence regional dynamics in the Middle East?
To start with, Saudi Arabia proved over the past few years that it is a power that nobody can neglect. To start with, their relations with Russia is huge through the OPEC Plus, of course, and all the deals they went through and they stuck to each other. That's number one. Number two, nobody can deny their positioning with the United States of America. And when it comes to Ukraine as well, they've been there from day one to calm things down and play a mediator role. So putting all of these together give us a strong Saudi Arabia today that is able to strike a better deal. And that's exactly what Donald Trump said yesterday.
سعودي عرب کې ولې دا خبرې کیږي یا غسرول او کردار دا کول شي د هغلی الخوزه نه مابل ته پوز دا کړو دی ولې چې د ریاض د رشیا سره ډیر زیات غټ تعلقات دي د اوپیک کم چې د تیلو ډیر غټ تنظیم دی په دې کې او خاص کر د ول چې بل څوک دا سړي شي کولای کم څنګه چې سعودي عرب کولای شي د دې سره سره هغلی خوزه دا هم ول چې د کې د سعودي عرب پوزیشن چې د کردار چې دی هغه اهمیت لري. خوزه how might the recent Russian aerial attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure impact the peace negotiations and the prospect for the sustainable ceasefire, do you think?
Nobody can deny that President Putin and Donald Trump use the same tactics when it comes to negotiations. They always like to negotiate from high ground, and that's exactly what Russia is doing today. They are increasing the stakes. They want to be on top, basically, when it comes to negotiating with Ukraine. Hence, they are escalating the situation so that Ukraine could barge in or basically give up and strike a deal with minimum losses for Russia.
دوی نه بل تاسو دا مو کو چې په داسې حال کې دا خبرې کیږي چې د روس لخوا په اوکرين باندې ایریل سټرایک شوی دی. آیا د دې خبرو ایریل سټرایک نه دا متاثر کېدی شي نو د هغه خوځې خیال کم ټاکټس یا کم تکتیک چې صدر ټرمپ استعمالي همدغه صدر پیوټن استعمالي او هغه غواړي چې د دې خبرو په وخت باندې خپل لاس بر وساتي. هنس د بیا د ټکي استعمال کو البته دا اسکلیشن چې دی دا تاریخواله چې دی دا سچويشن چې دی د زيلنسکي د نقطه نظر نه یا د اوکرين د نقطه نظر نه د کې یو مشکل سي واقع دی شي. Given the Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky may not maintain the talks? How might this absence affect the outcome of the discussion between Ukrainian or American officials?
That's an option that floated out after his meeting with Trump, especially after all the humiliation he faced. It is a possibility that he's not attending, but I don't think it will change any of the outcomes or the results.
They will change. ممكن توقع باندي ديك سلك دير بدلون راشي. Mr. Khuzaie, as I have you, let me ask you one question about G7. That is coming very soon in Canada. What are the anticipated topics of discussion at the upcoming G7 foreign ministers meeting in Canada? And how will these talks complement or influence the ongoing efforts to resolve the Russia-Ukraine conflicts?
That will be there. I'm talking about Russia-Ukraine war. It will be on the table, of course. But the main issue, as per all the leaks and all the people we spoke to about, everybody's talking about the new Prime Minister of Canada. That's number one. Number two, basically how to deal with the what they statedly called aggression by the United States of America, especially calling for joining Canada to the American Union, the tariffs, and all the upcoming basically news coming from the White House today that nobody can keep up with. So yes, there it is.
Thank you so much. Ahlan wa sahlan marhaba, Ahmed Khuzaie. That's how much Arabic I can speak. I'm trying to understand and learn more. So in future, I will be trying to ask you questions Arabic too. But what my Arabic awesome. Is. Thank you so much, Ahmed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ahmed, نماذج تاسو مو کو چې په کاناډا کې کېدونکې د G7 غونډه